and I hope you're having a great Monday wherever you are in the world. I'm here in Brisbane in Australia, where we are relatively COVID free, so for those people that are out there either facing restrictions or have friends or relatives that are impacted by COVID-19, very sorry to hear. Try to give you the strength that I can send to you through the broadcast, and hope that everything turns out as well as possible. What I'm going to be doing is a very short broadcast. I hope it'll only be about 10 to 15 minutes, so hopefully it won't put you to sleep. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly go through all of the teQwise liveries that I have done thus far. My plan is for every teQwise livery to share that so that people can download it. But I just want to quickly go through all of them today in one video, so let's get into it. The good news is a lot of them are the same manufacturer, so I'll start with BMW, and the first one presents itself right there. Now, as you can see by this screen, I've actually done it in a few colours. I'm not sure I've shared the yellow, but I have shared the green and the grey. The grey is my favourite, and I hope when you see it in preview mode you'll agree with me. The green one is okay, the yellow one is okay, but I think that this particular colour scheme really is the nicest out of the three. It's the nicest mix of colours in my opinion. As I always say, you may have a different opinion. I'm really happy for you to express it, and you can express it by leaving a comment. And if you are going to leave a comment, could I also ask that you subscribe and continue to follow, because I hope to build up my base. I hope to be able to spend more time doing my broadcast, but obviously a function of that is I guess viewer interest. So please feel free to log on, subscribe and continue to follow, and thank you for doing it in advance. Okay, so as I said, this is the teQwise livery. teQwise is the company that I work for. I actually run the company. I don't own it, but I run the company. The owner of the company puts his faith in me. Hopefully I'm repaying that faith. What we do is we do everything to do with IT except create, develop and integrate applications. We don't do that. We have an alliance with a company that does the integration bit and that can also write programs, but all sorts of IT we do, whether it be looking after your IT, whether it be supplying servers, computers, routers, firewalls, switches, cables, telephony solutions, hosting your applications in our own teQwise cloud. We do it. Anyway, this isn't meant to be an ad for teQwise, it's meant to be a video about teQwise liveries. So I've got that out of the way, and now I can concentrate back on the teQwise liveries. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you about this. Effectively the colour scheme changes, but the actual design is the same between the grey, the green and the yellow. And just to prove that, I will jump both of those into the preview now for you, and I'll just quickly show you those because you've seen the main one. What can I tell you about the design itself? I'll start with the yellow, and it will look, I think, a little bit different. I think there may be, I can't recall if there's going to be any livery difference. The hardest parts were doing the lines joining up to the surrounding oval decal around the logo. So getting those lines to match, I guess, was the trickiest part of the livery. Everything else was fairly simple. Again, the bonnet, similar thing. They aren't pre-designed decal stripes, so you do have to create them from scratch. Anyway, like I said, I just let you have a look at the car and then you can decide for yourselves which one you prefer. As I said, they are shared. I will share every teQwise livery that I do, which is unusual. I normally don't share a lot of my liveries, but I am going to share all of the teQwise liveries in a shameless attempt to obviously build our brand awareness and image around the world. Just a note on that, we do not provide managed IT services around the world. However, we can supply some equipment through our partnerships to pretty much anywhere in the world. So that's in the yellow. It was actually the first colour scheme that I did for the car. I quite like it, but I also can understand how some people find yellow a polarizing colour, and it's a fluoro matte yellow too, so it's also a bit more bright, I guess. So that's effectively what prompted me to do the other colours. You know, I obviously don't follow the Henry Ford mentality that you can have any car you want so long as it's, any colour that you want so long as it's black. I get that people have different tastes, and what some people may love as a colour, other people will not. Now, this particular, I'll show you this instance of the green because this is actually the shared version. You'll notice that there's quite a few of them there. When I do a shared livery, I do make it slightly different to my own car, so that when I'm driving my car it is a bit unique. So with this one in particular, what you'll see is the wheels are obviously different. I still think they look good. Again, fire away as many comments as you like, good or bad, I don't mind. I'm a designer, and I have certain tastes, and they may not be to everybody's liking, and so I'm happy to hear the feedback. You can see there, shared livery, that's another thing that I do. For those of you wondering why I do that, anybody that's watched my broadcasts already will know that I do compete in a lot of the car shows in the game, and one of the things that most of the designers do not like in car shows is when people come in using downloaded designs. They don't actually tell anybody that you're using a downloaded design, and they try to take credit for that design when it's not actually theirs. And for any designer, that's a very annoying habit or behaviour. So in sharing the liveries, what I do is I make note that they're shared. It's very discreet. I don't think that stands out too much for most people. Okay, so that's the green. Like I said, interested to hear anybody's view about whether it's the green, the yellow or the grey, but for now we'll get into the next livery. And to do that, we'll go to Ford, because the teQwise livery to show next is this one, and this is the shared one. You'll see that there's two different wheel styles there. If you could see the screen well enough, you'll see that my livery has a different wheel style to the shared livery. This is again a bit of a different design. It's I guess what I was trying to do is I was trying to follow the natural curves of the GT40. This is the 1966 GT40, the Le Mans winning 1966 GT, and I have effectively tried to follow that. I think there's three decisive lines. There's the curve of the front end, or the bonnet, even though the engine is not in the bonnet, but the front end. There's the slight curving of the roof, which you can only just see there, and then you've got again a more significant curving in the rear end of the car. So I've tried to follow that by doing the three arches, I guess. I don't know what else to tell you about the car. Obviously I've colour coded the insets on the lights for those of you who are into livery design and don't know that you can do those sorts of things. Please subscribe and have a look at some of my broadcasts, because I do broadcasts where I am actually showing you the creation of the liveries and how you do it. And of course, send me a comment if you'd like me to show you anything about livery design. I'm not sitting here and saying that I am the utmost expert, but I have designed 420 something liveries, so I have a lot of experience designing them, so I might just be able to help you out with a tip or two. That's all I'm offering. For those of you who've never done livery design, it's great fun. I encourage you to try it if you have GT Sport. The way you're going to get better is to do more and more and more. I could show you some of my early designs and you would probably be chuckling with laughter because they weren't very good, but I was new, I was learning, as everyone does. Everybody starts out from ground zero, so again, give it a try. You'll only know if you try. So that's the Ford GT40. I don't know if there's anything I need to particularly remark on. I wouldn't say it's a super cohesive design, but like I said, I was trying to follow the contours of the car, and I guess I was trying to make that continuous reference to the flowing arcs, I guess, that form the three sections of the car. So on the roof you can see there's again a reference to that same sort of archy shape. Yeah. Okay. I'll go back to BMWs just to give it, just trying to break it up a bit. And we'll go down to the more modern, I shouldn't say modern, more race car related style. So again, I did two different types of livery here. As you can see, there's one that's what I call a rather chaotic design, and then there's one that's more ordered, I guess. This is the chaotic one. This has turned out to be the more popular of the two liveries. It's an M4 Group 4 car, and what I've done is with our style guide for our logo and our branding, we actually make reference to a lot of these geometric shapes that surround. So you know, if you had our brochures, etc., you'd see this. I think we have it on our letterhead. Don't quote me on that. And so I've tried to emulate that in this design. So hence there are all these sorts of shapes adorning the car all over it. Anyway, I'll give you a review. Again, obviously I've done some customized decals with regards to the BMW logo. As you can see, what I've done there is I've effectively ringed it with the teQwise Q. Just to be clear, there's the Q and there's the Q on the rondelle. So I've tried to integrate some of our logo into some of the BMW related logos. With all due respect to BMW, I'm a 21-year almost customer of BMW, so hopefully they will not be upset with me doing that sort of customization. I don't think it detracts from the rondelle. I think it just gives it a different element, and we all know that BMW are really into following the arts, as evidenced by all the beautiful art cars that have been commissioned by BMW AG. So again, I hope that they understand the spirit of what I've done. If not, I'm sure they'll tell me otherwise. And you can see some of the other brand names on there. Pretty much these are our major partners, so all of the technologies, Microsoft, Cisco, Thales, VMware, and they're not all of them, but they're the main ones. Bitdefender, HP, we have about 35-40 major partners that we work with, but there's also a whole stack more where we will source solutions and equipment as required. Alright, that's enough of that one. We'll go to the structured one now. Shared livery is that one there. My personal preference is this one. I've never really been massively into that kind of chaotic look, so I actually lean towards this livery as being the nicer of the two. But interestingly, the popular vote, if I can call it that, has leaned towards the other vehicle. Oh, I've got to be racing, haven't I? Okay, this is going to be a short video because I just remembered I have to be racing tonight in one of these cars actually. Alright, so this is going to be a very quick video, so I'm just going to zoom around, talk less, and I think we've got 2 cars to go, I think. Alright, so that's that vehicle there. Like I said, it's a shared livery, so you can jump in and download it if you like it. Alright, this next one is of my old M3 that I used to own, an E46 M3. Interesting enough, the owner of the company has just secured one of these and he's in the middle of restoring it. I haven't shown him this picture yet. Maybe he might contemplate using this paint scheme. I'm not putting my bets on it, but you never know. So again, green is obviously part of our colour scheme in terms of our style guide, so it naturally followed that I would do a car that was green, or cars that are green. Again, I've just gone for something a little bit different. I haven't actually shared this livery yet, but I will be sharing it, so stay tuned. Visit the Discover section over the next few days, or send me a message to remind me, that'll be even better, and then I will definitely share it in case I get caught up and forget. Alright, sorry, I'm kind of rushing a bit because I totally forgot about my racing commitment tonight. Now all I've got to do is remember the last teQwise car, because I think there's only one more. And there it is. I did this the other night. It's an Alpha 4C Group 3 or GR3 race car. Oh no, there is one other, I think. Yes, there is, sorry. There is one more after this. But this is the last one that I've done. Again, it's a fairly organised livery, albeit I've done a bit of a integration of yellow and grey, and then obviously some green shades, I should say. I think this one's nice. It suits the car. I haven't shared this one yet either, so I'll be interested to see what happens when I do. And you'll see some common themes. You'll see the major vendors getting their logos on the car. Again, that's just, you know, respect that we have for those partners that we work with and the solutions that they have for us to deliver to our clients. I will not say any more about it than that. Alright, pretty sure there's one more, and I'm just going to double check. I think I did an Audi. Yes, I did. Two, in fact. I did a red one and I did a gold one. So let's have a look at the red one first, and then I'll do the gold one, and that will be it. I will wrap the broadcast up. So my goal is to finish this broadcast before that clock strikes 20. So I've got 2.5 minutes to do it. So here it is in red. So I've moved away a bit from the green, albeit there are some green highlights. Obviously the same sponsors. Tried to integrate the Audi rings with the Q there. I don't know how successful that appears. I'm open to criticism, happy to take it. I was trying to experiment. May not have worked quite how everybody would think or like. Again, I haven't shared these. I'll try to do that tonight, so they'll all pop up probably in one hit after I finish my racing, I'm guessing. I quite like the red. It's a different look. But I do prefer the gold, and hopefully you'll agree with me when you see it. And then it'll be time to say goodbye. Oops. So yeah, it's virtually the same livery. I'm pretty sure I haven't changed anything, but it just uses gold as the base colour. Aluminium metallic gold, to be exact, is the colour out of the colour palette in the game. Sorry, I'm rushing again. I apologise. Yeah, I think it suits the car. One criticism of GR3, and I understand why Polyphony have done it with the game, because they're obviously adhering to FIA rules. But gee, it would be nice to be able to put bigger wheels on a GR3 car. You know, even if they wrote the game so that you couldn't race with the larger wheels, it'd be great to be able to put larger wheels on, because I think the one thing about GR3s is the smaller wheel size detracts from the look of the car. Those big sidewalls, I don't know about you, but I don't think they flatter the car. Anyway, that, my friends, is the last teQwise livery completed thus far. There will be more. I tend to try, I plan, I should say, to make one for all of them, all of the different cars, all of the different, you know, what I regard as quality cars anyway. But I'm going to say goodbye now. Wish you all the best. Hope you enjoyed watching this broadcast. Please follow and subscribe Iflowboy at YouTube if you're looking, and we'll see you again soon. Take care, goodbye, and stay COVID safe.